What's going on, guys? Tyler here, back with another Elementor video. And in today's video, we're talking about a brand new element or widget that is for Elementor free users. So even if you don't have Elementor Pro, you're gonna get this brand new widget added for the free users. So I'm super excited about it. It is really cool. I'm gonna talk about how to actually implement it into your website, some of the settings that go along with it, and why I think you might actually wanna add this to your site today. It's not often that Elementor drops a brand new widget or element for Elementor free users, so this is kind of exciting, and I'm excited for today's video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I really appreciate you stopping by. Be sure and smash that nice red looking subscribe button, hit that bell icon, and be notified of upcoming videos just like this one. And guys, I always recommend Elementor Pro. There's so much more customization you can do with Elementor Pro, so see what kind of price you can get for it. Click on that link down below in the description and check on that price. And also, guys, I do have a 7 trending Elementor designs for 2021 ebook that I am offering down below. It's that second link down below in the description. So if you want to get your virtual hands on that ebook, check out that second link to get that ebook down below. Alright guys, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is update your Elementor free version. If you're running Elementor free in a version that is less than 3.2.1, you'll want to go into your WordPress dashboard and update the plugin. And again, like I said, the version we're trying to get to is 3.2.1. And once you have that, you can go ahead and start editing a page. Alright guys, let's go ahead and jump into my computer here, and we're here in the back end of one of the websites that I run here, and we are in the back end of an Elementor page. So we're actually editing with Elementor. All right, so here's the brand new element, and the element is called a text path. We're gonna go ahead and just drag this right in and show you what it does. And when I drop it, you can instantly see there's some kind of cool effect you got going on with this text widget. Now, what it is actually doing is mapping the text to a path. Imagine there's an imaginary line going up through this curve and then back down. And basically that's what it's doing. It's mapping the text directly to that line. Now we have a lot of different options with this widget, and it's actually really cool and really helpful, and also brings some kind of like focus over to your titles and your text when you add this widget in. So if you're really trying to bring focus and attention to something specific, you can definitely use one of these widgets to bring that attention there. But let's go ahead and just look at some different path types that we have here. This is set to the wave right here. We can go ahead and change this to an arc, and you'll see it kind of just arcs on the edge here. And what this is actually doing is it's going and creating an arc that goes all the way from the bottom left-hand corner of this element all the way down to the bottom right-hand corner, kind of like a rainbow arc like that. But what it's doing here is actually, it's just kind of cutting off because there's not enough text. You can see if we actually continue to type and expand this text, it goes all the way down to the bottom right-hand corner. Now let's go ahead and look at another one here. We have the circle, and this is going to be similar to the arc. It's just going to continue on and have an arc on the other side, creating a full circle. So if we actually copy this text right here and then paste it in and just replicate it, so there's a lot here, you can see we're creating now a full entire circle of text. Actually really cool and really helpful for some little effects that we're going to show you in just a minute. Now we also have the line, and this one actually is something I could see using pretty often. This is just a line that starts at the bottom left hand corner and kind of continues up to the top right hand corner. So it just tilts the text just a little bit. Then we have the oval. It's similar to the circle, just going to be in an oval shape, just like that. And then, of course, we have the spiral, which is kind of like a helix type design like that. Kind of cool, not super useful maybe for all kinds of designs that we're using, but we do have that spiral there. Now the other option is a custom path. Now we can go ahead and actually upload an SVG, and if you want to learn more about it, there's a little learn more button right here. You can click that. That'll take you to an Elementor support article, which will actually show you how to go ahead and create that custom path and then upload it as an SVG to Elementor. For this tutorial's sake, we're not going to go too much into that. We're just going to stick with what we've got because there's actually a lot of different settings for these default paths. All right, guys, let's talk about some of the settings that we have here. So if we click this style tab right here, we can adjust the size of the actual path. This will actually shrink. It looks like it's just shrinking the text size, but it's actually shrinking the entire path. And if we switch this over to, let's say, a circle here, and we'll fill it up with some text so you can see the whole circle, as we adjust the size, it adjusts the entire path of the circle as well. Now don't worry about the text size being shrunken down or blown up too big. You can always adjust this later under your typography settings. Now next we have the rotate. Now rotate is specifically going to refer to the rotation of the text. So when we have this line, we have a slightly rotated line of text, but we can actually rotate that if we want it the other way, if we want it tilted the other way, if we want to keep going, we have the option to rotate this all the way around an entire pivot point. Now, before we move on to typography, I actually want to jump all the way down here to starting point, because starting point is also hand in hand with rotate. Starting point will actually determine where the text starts on your path. So for example, as I push this up, you can see the text is sliding up the path and moving up to the edge of the path. So if we actually go ahead and switch this over to a circle, you can see more kind of what I mean. So we have this text right here up in the top left quadrant of our circle, but as we go ahead and adjust the starting point, you can see this text is now moving all the way down through the path, and you can go ahead and set where your text is actually displayed. Now for the sake of this tutorial, let's just bring it all the way back. I kind of like that curved angle like right there, and then we can go ahead and click typography, and this is where you'll make that adjustment to the size of your font. Again, we're not adjusting the size of the circle anymore, we're only adjusting the size of the font. And then to go ahead and set the color, you'll do that right down here at the very bottom. We can go ahead, I'm going to change mine to red so it really pops off the page. Now the next option is word spacing, and we can actually stretch out how closely spaced the words are to each other. And congratulations guys, you're pretty much done with all the settings on this text path. So that is the text path element. Now I want to talk about a little bit when I would actually use this and why I would want to implement it onto my website, because there is a specific case where I can actually think when this would be super helpful. And for example, let's say you're selling a product on your page and you really want to draw your attention to, say, the pricing, or you now have a discount going on and you want to show off that discount. Well, what we can do is back here in the actual website, we can go ahead and drag this text element, this text path element, and put it right below the image. Let's say, for example, this image is a picture of our product. Now what we want to do is go ahead and add this text up over top of our product picture. So what we're going to do is go ahead and hit edit. We'll go over to advanced, we'll go down to margin, we'll unlink the values together, and we can start dropping our top margin. And as we drop the top margin, it will push this text up. Okay, negative 324 looks good for this case scenario. And then let's go ahead and drop the bottom margin, because now we have all this blank space down here. We don't need all that. Let's go ahead and just start dropping that, and that will actually remove all of the blank space that our element was taking up, and it's now floating up above the image. And if you're having any kind of issues, if it's behind the image or not up above the image, you can go ahead and set your Z index to a higher number than whatever your image is set to. So I'm just going to go ahead and set ours to 5. It doesn't really matter what number as long as it's a higher number than the image. All right, so we're moving the navigator here. You can see it's really starting to come together, and we're getting this cool effect. It's popping out over the bounds of our column, so it's really popping off the page. You can really see it. It's bright red. You can see the curve. It's something unique and definitely different, and it's really drawing our focus and attention right to this image. So let's go over to the content and change this to now only $19.99. And look at that. Just like that, we have a cool, like, a sale that's going on our product image, and it's being altered, it's being like transformed into this arc or the circular manner where you can actually see that you have this text going across, which really will highlight and draw people's attention to the image. Anyway, guys, that is the text path. I'm really actually excited about this, and especially for Elementor free users. This is a very customizable widget and element, which a lot of the free elements that you get with Elementor aren't super customizable. So it's really nice to have something very stylish, very customizable like the text path widget. If you guys liked today's video, please consider smashing that like button. I would really appreciate it. And I always recommend fully customize your website, invest in yourself, invest in your business, in your website, in your page, and get Elementor Pro. You can check out the link down below in the description and see what kind of price you can get for it, but it is very competitively priced and a great plugin as far as drag and drop page builders go. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're new and haven't already, hit that red looking subscribe button. It is an awesome button and gives you a little bell icon so you can be notified of upcoming videos just like this one. All right, guys, thank you so much. Take care. Have a great day. We'll see ya.